What's going on, guys? Ninjawhip here with Master Brickjitzu, and we're here with another Brickjitzu-Cast. Today, we're going to be talking about our favorite Ninjago episodes and why. We have a short little crew today with us, but we're gonna make it work, and yeah, we're all happy to be here. So yeah, go down the line. Kyle, you start us off with who you are, and then Chris and Ace.
Sounds good. I'm Kyle, Deluxe Collectibles.
Hey guys, I'm Chris, Legends of Ninjago. How are we doing?
And I am Ace, aka My Break Opinions.
Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, I guess we'll just kind of jump right into it. Kind of what our favorite episodes of Ninjago are. I'm gonna let Chris go first. Hey, Chris.
Oh man, howdy. Dang, I never get picked for these, and I thought I was gonna have more time to kind of figure it out. But I think as far as favorite episodes, this is against a lot of what I normally talk about on this channel because I always talk about how like Rebooted is my favorite, right? Caught between Home from season 1 and TikTok, also from season 1, because of the messages behind them, and also just my love for Zane as a character, because I think that's like some of Zane's like first initial like character development stuff is between those two, and yeah, they just both have really strong messages and stuff, and I love everything that's obviously comes since, but those two like hold a special place in my heart. So I'm not going to pick one. I'm going to pick two, and it's going to be between Home and TikTok. So y'all can roast me down in the comments for that for whatever reason, but I'm more focused on the message of the episode, not necessarily the animation style or what exactly is going on. Because I mean, those are still two great episodes. Like finding out that Zane was a robot, like killed me as a child. I'm like, I hate this. Like I don't like that he's a robot. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, oh, like he's just different like the rest of us, and it's a great message.
I was gonna say TikTok is a great episode. Like TikTok is the one episode where people like really like their opinion on the job like just drastically like changed.
Yeah,
And like that's one of the episodes where you're like, oh what? Oh wow.
you're like, oh,
this isn't your dad's kid show. This is a different type of kid show.
Yeah, it's a totally different message than like everything that had been like led up to Ninjago beforehand. Like it's a game changer in season 1, and it's spectacular.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That's awesome. Kyle, do you have a favorite episode by chance?
Well, for me, I feel like I've done a lot of thinking about this, at least today. I was kind of last minute thinking about it.
That's a mood.
It's so tough to choose between them. In some episodes, I feel like I might forget about them, but then if I revisit them, I might be like, oh, wow, that's actually really amazing. But the one that I settled on was from the Hunted season, and it's episode 8, Saving Faith. I really love that episode. Like Sons of Garmadon and the Hunted, and like March of Oni as well included. Like that whole arc is probably like my favorite story arc for Ninjago. And Saving Faith, it's just like my favorite part of the episode is definitely like the later half of it, where we see sort of that conflict between Skylar and Garmadon, and each of them trying to take control of the Oni Titan. And I just think like that whole like battle there, I think it's so cool because it's not like a physical like just like fighting with their fists, but instead they're just both trying to take control there. And especially with sort of like Garmadon's arc in Hunted of him just wanting to control everything, it's really interesting to see him sort of like in that panic of like not having control in that moment. And I thought that was so cool to sort of see him in that vulnerable place. And I really love like even the start of the episode too. Like there's a lot packed into this episode. I rewatched it twice today, and I was like, they actually put a lot into this. Like I love like the beginning where it's like Mistake going up against Garmadon in her full Oni form. I thought that was like such a great like fight scene.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah, that's a great episode.
I really love. I just love seeing Skylar's development. So seeing more Skylar development in that episode and in Hunted in general was really awesome. So that's a really cool episode and a very unique one that you brought up because I don't really hear a lot of people really hone in on the Garmadon and Skylar fight over that power. I think that's a really interesting take that you like. I think that's cool. I like that.
I always kind of forget that was a moment in Hunted. So I always give Hunted so much grief for being like over loved. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it. Like I need to rewatch Skybound and Possession.
You might have to.
For real. Ace, what about you, brother?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a bit, and it's either okay for me. I'm a very nostalgic guy when it comes to Ninjago. So I grew up with the first couple of seasons. I love the back half of the back half of Ninjago series, like season 8, season 9, season 10, and the new stuff. I love that stuff, but like I can't really like think of an episode like, where I was like, oh, that I love that specific episode. I think I can think about moments probably. But like episodes as a whole, I think I'm gonna have to pick either the pilot, both episodes, both first episodes, because I just those were I rewatched those so much as a kid because I remember I had the DVDs or the DVD, and I would just whenever I was bored, I would just rewatch it and learn word for word. The first time seeing Spinjitzu, right, like just seeing Wu come in and swoop and save Kai from Samuel Kai, that will always be one of like the highlights of my childhood. But another highlight of my childhood, I think, it's season 2, episode 13, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. Seeing the Overlord in his full, what we thought was his full final form against Golden Lloyd. It felt like a moment that really like marked a generation because like people went absolutely insane for a long time. You know, the Golden Dragon was hard to find at times. There was periods where it was really easy to find there, but when it came out, it was, at least in my area, it was really hard to find. I remember I couldn't get that set until like Christmas of 2013, and that set came out early on Christmas 2012, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? It
came out December 1st, 2012.
Yeah, December 1st, 2012. So for me, I think I'm gonna have to go with either the pilot or the Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, because you know just seeing the Ninjago, what we thought was the end of the Ninjago, we just felt like this final battle, this conclusion. It was just so fulfilling seeing Garmadon be cured of the evil within him. It just really like if Ninjago, and I always think about this. If Ninjago had just ended in season 2, it would have. I don't think like people would have been mad, obviously, because people were mad because it did end. But like, eventually people would just get over it and appreciate the amazing 2 seasons in the pilot we got, because that was such a great conclusion, and I hope Crystallize can really capture that with bringing back the Overlord, having that be like again the final battle, even though we know we're getting more content. But like I don't know, it was something about that episode. Again, Nia being evil, they're all trying to stop the Overlord. Lloyd is injured, and then he finally reaches, his full strength and seeing the battle. I don't know. I have so many great memories from that. I remember watching that on YouTube because you can't really watch it on TV. It was easier to watch on YouTube. And like it was like September, something like super early 2012, super late 2012, right? It was like September, October, and I remember going to the park. And then like watching that on my iPod Touch in like super bad quality, going to the park, like talking to my friends about it because we were like, oh my god, this is the end of Ninjago. So yeah, that's I think that's my pick. I'm gonna go with Rise of the Spinjitzu Master.
Very cool, very very cool. It's a great one. I have not rewatched season 2 in a long time, especially I've rewatched some of the filler episodes because I really love the Wrong Place, Wrong Time episode a lot, so I kind of rewatch it sometimes. But I haven't seen the final battle episodes in a long time. And I know I call it Final Battle, but it's actually Legacy of the Green Ninja. For those that are newer, back in the day, it was called the Final Battle.
The Final Battle, and even like the app game.
Yeah, the app game was called the Final Battle too. So yeah.
Again, it's a very nostalgic base. Like I'm very biased to nostalgia, but like I have so much fun memories. Or actually, you know what, Brayden? Actually, you say your choice, and then I'm gonna bring up another episode that nobody has mentioned, but it just came to mind. So
okay,
Brayden, you go.
Alrighty. So as awesome as episode 7 of Crystallize is, it's not my favorite episode as far as content goes. I really love Game of Mass. That episode is
Mm.
absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite episodes. The Hagemans shot it out of the park when they were writing that episode. I just love to see the maturity of Ninjago and see how it is increased over time, especially in this season, right? Because with the Game of Mask, it was such a dark episode with Harumi finally revealing herself. Her family was protecting the massive deception when she was wearing the biggest massive deception the entire time. Thought that was kind of cool. And the thing with Lloyd and her, the tension and the Oni temple and getting that Oni lore as well with that temple and Primeval's Eye was really cool. And that whole episode is a lot of fun. Just to see the Sons of Garmadon take over the bounty, and just a phenomenal episode. But I really love the fight with Harumi and Lloyd in the Oni Temple. That was such a cool and powerful thing because you finally, I don't know, I guess it was a sense where now, like, people are growing up and especially at that time, I was in middle school, so I was growing up a little bit. And it showed, how people can be. Harumi was, a great villain because at the time, you're growing up, you're learning about people in a different way. And so seeing Harumi, act that way and be that way, I guess you could say was kind of relatable because of the fact that, not everybody is who they say they are. And it was really cool to see a little bit more of a mature tone to the story and to the characters. And also the soundtrack in the episode is incredible as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that episode is probably my favorite episode of all time. I still stand by that. I love that episode so much. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
That is also really up there for me. That I actually think that's the one episode of season 8 that I absolutely remember every second of, because I remember watching that and just being like, oh, okay, and again the Lloyd the Harumi betrayal, even though I already knew Harumi was bad because season 9 had already come out, I loved how they executed that. Like it hurt you, even though you saw it coming. It still hurt. Yeah,
you saw Lloyd's heart break.
In a way, you kind of wished, the more you watched it, maybe it changes something or something. I don't know if you guys have that. Like sometimes when I watch stuff, I'm so invested with the characters, even though I know it's coming. I have this somewhere deep inside of me, I'm like, oh, maybe this time that I watch it, something's gonna change. Has that ever happened to you guys?
Oh, every time I start watching anything, that's my exact thing. That's why I rewatch the same 7 or 8 movies. I'm just like, oh, maybe this time, maybe this time the bomb will go off and the entire city of Los Angeles will be destroyed. And then I get to the movie, I'm like, oh well, this is not gonna happen this time. Got to try again in 3 weeks when I rewatch this movie again. Like it's gonna change or something. But
yeah, exactly.
I always forget how surprised I was with how and who Harumi ended up being. Rewatching it, obviously there's a lot of signs that are pointing to it. I don't remember if it was just where I was in my life, the fact that I was just watching it to watch it. Really, it wasn't trying to dissect it or anything. I was genuinely surprised because once they started climbing into the place where that mask was at, I'm like, Harumi's being kind of sick here. What's going on? And then
yes,
everything just kind of flipped on its head. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. I just remember being mind blown that Ninjago actually got one up on me. Very proud of them for that.
Actually, another episode I'm kind of weirded out nobody mentioned is season 3, episode 8. Chris?
That's a cop-out. That's everybody's favorite episode.
That's
the one episode I was like,
because
everybody loves that episode.
Because I mean, I will say I recently rewatched all of Rebooted, and that episode, mostly because of the massive amount of animation errors, that episode's kind of hard to watch now.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's just times where the Overlord's just kind of skirting around all over the plane and stuff without actually moving. It's weird going back and watching it. Obviously, I love Rebooted and everything that it is, and everything that it was to my childhood. But yeah, it doesn't. it doesn't really hold up. Like, it definitely has its moments. There are definitely some really, really, like, really cool imagery and stuff. Obviously, you know, I became obsessed with a small portion of like the whole 8 seconds of that show with the Temple of Fortitude. But like it just doesn't hold up as well as some of the other things in Ninjago do. I mean, there are plenty of episodes from season 4 that I could have picked, because Tournament of Elements is incredible. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to what works for you and what doesn't. I don't think that 3.8 is necessarily that great, you know.
Sure.
Unfortunately,
It is what it is.
it
But
is in
yeah,
fact what it is.
that was our favorite episodes. Let us know down in the comments what your favorite episodes are if you've made it this far in the video. And yeah, we're just getting a quick Brickjitzu-Cast in. Hope you guys have enjoyed this quick episode of Brickjitzu-Cast, and we hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Later.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.